Listen close, what is this? Is it heartbreak? Is it truly what it feels like? What it sound like? What it's truly at a short.
Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial, and today I'll be teaching you how to make those two insane effects that you just saw in the preview. So the first thing you're going to want to do is of course do your timer mapping in slow motion. I already did that. It looks something like this. Just going to play the whole clip through. You want to make sure that the slow-mo is at least like 1 second long, like I did mine. Yeah, you want a pretty long slow motion so you have time for this effect to actually work. What you want to do now is at the second he hits his shot, you want to cut the clip, and you want to clip right where he shoots his shot, and this is where your slow motion should be. Now after you have done your slow motion, what you want to do is press Control Space on your keyboard if you have the Effects Console plugin, or you can go into the Effects and Presets tab, but I am not. What you can do now is go type in black and white. I'm going to use my own preset, but basically if you want to copy this preset, you add black and white, copy these settings, exposure, boom. Now, you could add a skin glow if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do that just to keep this tutorial short. Press Control Y on your keyboard to make a solid layer. Name this 3D stroke. This is a third-party plugin, like I said in the tutorial or in the intro. You do need trap code for this, so if you don't have that, I'd recommend buying it, or just, you know, then you can go and apply the 3D stroke to this layer. Now after you've applied the 3D stroke, what you want to do is on this layer make a mask. Select the mask tool with the layer selected. Just make like a mask roughly around like that, or maybe even make it a bit longer, and it can go over the skin. We will fix that later, so you don't need to worry too much about that right now. And then make one like right there, and then make one, I'll click off of it, make one like right here, and this all needs to be on the same layer. Remember that, it is very important. So I'm just going to make more of these lines, and I'll skip to when I'm finished making all of them. Now what you want to do is go into your 3D stroke, change the color to whatever you want. I'm going to do blue like I showed in the preview, something like that. Now after you've done that, you want to go into thickness and just change this to whatever you want. I like to do around 5 or like 5 or 6. And then after you've done that, you want to go into taper, enable that, and then change the end to something like this, 22, and change the start thickness to 100. So if you click off, it should look something like this. I'm going to change this to halves just so it looks a bit better. Now after you have done that, this is where the important part comes. To make the animation, you have to go into the end, keyframe it at the beginning at 0, and then go to around the end, like a couple frames before, and change that to 100. And now this will make a nice little animation. Now press U on your keyboard to make the keyframes show. Press F9 to easy ease, then go into your graph. And I'm going to make a fast to slow graph, so it's slow at the end and fast at the beginning when it's coming in. So it looks something like this. You can always change it around. Don't make it too linear. That's looking pretty nice. So now you can add deep glows, also a third-party plugin, onto your 3D stroke layer, and this will give your 3D stroke a nice glow. Then press the required for text tool and duplicate that layer just to give it even more of a glow. So now that you have done that, it should look something like this. And that is already looking pretty nice. Okay, so now that you are done with that, you want to duplicate the bottom layer. Again, you want to drag that on top of this one, actually. Or no, my bad. Drag it on below this one. Now you want to press T on your keyboard, and the opacity should be at 100. And yeah, don't mess with this keyframe. Now you want to select the mask tool with this layer selected, and you want to turn off this layer so you don't see it. And then you want to just roughly mask out the 3D stroke. It doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to feather the mask, which yeah, so make a mask looking something like this. Perfect. Now you can turn on the layer again, and as you can see, the 3D stroke will be gone in that area. But it does look kind of weird right now. You want to adjust this also to yeah, where you need to adjust it to. Okay, I actually cannot adjust it right now. There. Okay, perfect. Now you want to press M on your keyboard, and then you want to change the mask feather to around 20. And now it should look something like this. You can always turn up the mask feather. I always think 20 or 40 even looks good here. Now after you have done that, you want to go into the mask path. Or actually, for this you don't need it, but usually you would want to go into the mask path, enable that, and then move the mask around so it fits this the whole time, but it actually fits it the whole time. So that's already looking pretty nice. So guys, my mic actually unplugged at this point, so I don't have any audio or me talking at this point of the video. So I'm just going to explain what I did. So after I finished everything, I'm going to add a blur. So you want to press Ctrl-Alt-Y on your keyboard to make an adjustment layer, cut it to size, and then you want to go into your effects and presets, and you want to put Gaussian blur onto the adjustment layer. After you have added it, you want to go to around the beginning, a couple frames after the beginning, and keyframe the amount. Change that to 0. Now go to the end and change that to around 20. That is usually what I like to go for. You could do it as high or as low as you want, depending on how much blur you want. And then I'm not going to mess with the graph since I don't really need it. So yeah, that just gives it a nice little blur towards the end. So now I'm just going to add a pre-shake, a warp, and a build-up zoom. I'm going to skip over this part because you can do it by yourself, or I'll make a tutorial on it if you guys want me to. But yeah, I'll be right back once I finish that. So this is what it ends up looking like.
Listen close. What is this? Is it heartbreaking?
Perfect. Okay, so now you can add a skin glow like I did in the preview. But that is the 3D stroke effect. I will be doing a part 2 on this on the other tutorial, or this might be the part 2. I'm not exactly sure yet. But thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, I'd appreciate a like, and if you're even feeling generous, a subscription. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!